Would you eat this for supper? Keto Salmon Patty Chaffles, homemade deviled eggs. Those are miniature eggs, by the way. Some homemade squash relish, and some pantry okra that I air fried. Mmm, so delicious. Diabetic friendly, it's keto friendly, and it's carnivore friendly. Hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess, and this is part of the Resourceful Homestead edition of my channel. It's a playlist. I will link that also either in the description box or at the end of the video. So we are going to be making a Salmon Patty Chaffle, and there's no flour. We're also going to be frying up some home canned okra and testing it out to see how it turns out. And we're going to be making a cucumber dip with a homemade dip mix that I have a recipe for. Do you have pink salmon in your pantry and you don't know how to make it keto? I'm going to show you a recipe that's going to blow your mind, and there's 3 ways you can cook it. I'll leave all of that in the interactive description box below, full recipes and methods of cooking this. For my recipe, it's 2 ingredients. Because I'm using a dip mix that I've already mixed up, I could actually add a little bit of lemon juice to this if I wanted to, just to give it a little boost in flavor. You can add a little bit of milk to it if you want to thin it out, or a little buttermilk to make it more of a sauce. But this is going to be what I'm going to top our Salmon Patty Chaffles with. So I have measured out 1 tablespoon of my dip mix, and we're just going to give that a good stir. We're going to cover this with plastic wrap and get it into the fridge. That way it'll be good and ready for us, and you can use a little more if you need more seasoning. Use it to your preference. Now, the recipe in the description box below is called Homestead Low-Carb Creamy Dill Sauce, and it only takes a minute or 2 to put this entire thing together. So there is our dip. We're going to get this into the refrigerator. I used an old almanac recipe for canning okra with vinegar, and I have fried this up several times using breading, but I thought I would try it this way and see how we do. So let me get these oiled and then we'll be right back. I'm going to put some oil in here. I'm just going to set this aside. I use the paper towel to kind of catch all that excess oil. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon of oil, give or take. And we're going to use a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. But you could add garlic, or you can add onion, you can add all kinds of flavored seasonings. So I'm going to add about a ½ teaspoon of salt. And I'm out of the ground pepper, so I had to pull out one of my pepper grinders. I've got it set to fine. And about 1/8 of a teaspoon, give or take, of pepper. We're going to give that a mix after we put the okra in there. Give this a stir, making sure they're all coated. And I may not need both sheets, just to let you know, but I went ahead and did them both. And we're going to spread this in a single layer. What I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to do half on one layer and half on the other. We're going to put this into our air fryer on 400 degrees until they start crisping up a little bit. So they're going to get a little bit of crispiness around the edges. And I probably could have dried them a little more, but we're going to see what happens with this. So I'm going to set this to fry and for 20 minutes. And we're going to start. Okay, I have drained the liquid off my salmon. We usually give it to our dogs. And I like to do this on a plate. It just makes it so much easier. I'm actually going to put the bones in here. You can eat the bones. We prefer not to. The big bones. So I've got to find it's going to have these little fine bones in there. That's perfectly okay. What I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to give our chickens a little treat because that has extra calcium in there. And then I'm just going to throw my meat in there, my fish, and because these have been canned, those bones are really fragile. But those bones that are part of the spine, I find them a little tough to chew. I think I got them all. So we're going to go ahead and finish this out. Now you can see the spine. See all those vertebrae? So we're just going to put those over here. And I'm going to go ahead and mash this up. I did pull out a fork. I was going to do it with a fork, but I decided I better do it with my hands. I'm going to take some of those little bones that I'm seeing, and I'm going to get them removed as well. And here you can see all those little splintery bones. So I'm always really careful about that. And there shouldn't be any more of the spine in here. I'll go ahead and put all that over there. Now, if you don't want the skin, you certainly can take that off as well. Farm egg, farm fresh. Look at that beautiful yolk in there. And we're going to go ahead and put that into our salmon. We're also going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. I put in about a teaspoon of dill because I like dill in it, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. That's going to add a lot of flavor to this. Next, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. The mayonnaise is to keep this moist. Keep it soft and moist for the middle. Sorry for the tapping, y'all. And last, I'm putting in a 1/2 cup of shredded cheese. I'm using Colby today, but you can use a mozzarella if you don't want the cheesy flavor and you just want it to be mild. Or you can add a sharp mozzarella, a sharp cheddar. And we're just going to get all of this mixed together. I may use that fork. And it's not going to make as many as you're used to because there's no flour in it. So just mixing it all up. That's doing pretty good with a spatula. It smells amazing, y'all. I'm not a real big fish eater, and I really need to eat more fish. I have yet to be able to eat broiled or boiled fish. I've always had it fried, and frying is not good for us, but in a pinch you do what you gotta do. So if I'm doing this in a skillet, I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in the bottom of the skillet just to keep it from sticking, because it's got that cheese in there, and that cheese is gonna melt. And I'm gonna use a scoop or a spoon to scoop this out and get it ready to go into my chaffle maker. I'm going to reserve some of this back because I'm going to make some for my husband, and I'm probably going to do it in the cast iron or the oven. Okay, I'm looking at the okra. It's been in there for 20 minutes. Some of it is good and some of it needs to go a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir it around, and then closer to supper time we'll run this through again for another 15-20 minutes, and it should be just fine. But I'm gonna do a little taste test. Oh, it's very good. I think you will like this. It's very good. I can taste the vinegar though. Normally when I fry it I don't taste the vinegar, it kind of goes away, but that's okay. It's good. Okay, these are fried in the skillet. There's the okra. I decided to go with some squash relish. And the tzatziki sauce is on top, the cucumber sauce that I made. And these are the pan-fried ones. If you're going to fry these, make sure your heat is high enough that they'll start to brown before you flip them.
Looks good, baby. Thank you.
Taste it and see what you think of it with that cucumber sauce.
Only thing missing, my deviled eggs.
I forgot to put them on the plate. I'll go grab them.
Good.
Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.